In the original 1.0 version of Shrine of Kalgadar, I used a very big map with different sections to allow for seamless area transitions. This meant that the transition from the cliff maze to hell was very gradual, and the first cave filled with magma was very underwhelming to look at. Using one map also meant players who died at any point in multiplayer would go all the way back to the Crystal Cave, so it made a very tedious multiplayer experience. To solve this, I decided to separate this big map into three. By doing this, I could also allow a more drastic change between the cliff maze and hell, with changes in textures, light and fog. Now in 1.1 you go from a red ash cave section to a fiery river. I always wanted to have big caves filled with lava and fire, but the previous version lacks most of them. Now I used a better texture for lava and brimstone, and have an easier time making larger areas. I always loved environmental hazards, especially in games like Half-Life or Hexen. I also wanted this area to be very chaotic and noisy, so I opted for these small volcano geyser-like hazards that throw fireballs around randomly. I used two sounds for them, an explosion sound and a quake sound that's heard from afar, which helps with the general ambience of the cave. They really help with keeping the player on the move and on their toes. If this area seems familiar to you, it's because it's inspired by my favorite level in Heretic, the River of Fire. A long trail you follow while enemies fire at you. If you fell into here and these small islands weren't here, it would be a long and painful death, and we don't like that. So these islands allow you to return to the start, but if you don't want to fight enemies and get through here as fast as possible, the lava kills you slowly, and the islands lead to the next area by following the river. The next area is inspired by Diablo 2's similarly named location, the River of Flame. It's a large open space with small masses of brimstone and pools of lava scattered within. There's two paths you can take, a shorter one with less loot, and a longer, harder one with more loot. VK Doom's baked light maps also really helped keeping the frame rate good while providing lots of light from the lava. Follow the ash stone and you'll come to some brick floors. Follow that and you'll see some statues, reminding that this place was adapted into a testing ground by the ancient Krakens for you to prove your strength. The next area continues the lava pools, while adding a higher view of the area. There is then a stone path that leads to the temple-like area. I originally wanted a more open-ended level with 3 more crystals to collect, and open a door just like the cliff maze. That door would then lead to a cut location I named the Temple of Night. It would be deemed after the two light and dark worlds conflict, but during the development I didn't like how it turned out, so I decided to cut it. Following locations have remnants of the temple, with the more man-made structures. Going down further will lead you to the climax of the section. The old soundtrack really tried to convey the chaos of the location. By using the same drum pattern for long, it became very noisy and repetitive. I added guitars, more varied drums, and a 2-minute calm atmospheric section to balance the drums while also lowering the volume of them too. I'm spending a lot of time with this, sacrificing my grades and school success in the process. So if you like what you see, it would be great if you subscribed. Thank you for watching.